Okay. You're giving me flashbacks of being 6 years old. So.
I'm learning.
Yeah, because that was the 80s was when I grew up, and like Joel.
Yeah.
Like Billy Joel.
Billy Joel.
Yeah. You got it.
All right, brother Joel.
Yeah.
First time at ITC 2021. Your thoughts? First time. So wait.
Oh
let's reverse that. What made you decide?
Oh, so
to sign up for ITC?
Well, what made me decide is that I've been waiting probably 5 years to do this.
Wow.
Since the first ITC, and I finally was like, you know what, I have to do it. I was planning on doing it last year, and then the whole COVID thing hit.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, I started watching Paul's videos about 5 years ago, and and that's what even got me started on the path of Kali. So so really, I mean, it's just like a dream come true, kind of being able to train with Paul and you and and everybody. But I mean, you know, it's like I've always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like, well, when, you know, when, and so you know what, I just was like, you know what, it's going to be this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you just decided, you know what, I'm going to do this.
I'm going to do this. This is, I'm not going to dink around anymore.
Yeah.
I'm coming to ITC. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So then when you signed up and you first arrived, was it pretty much, well, I guess at the beginning, what was your expectations? What was your first impressions?
Well, so, you know, my first impression was, you know, showing up for the very first day of training, and I came early, and you know, I saw Eric. He was like over at his thing, swinging his stick, and I was like, oh, okay, he knows where to go. So I went and talked to him, and then he told me to come over to this building where everybody was staying at.
Yeah.
And so I drove up to the building, and there's somebody sitting on the porch, and I walk up, and I recognize it's Paul. And I'm like, oh man, and, you know, and then I was like, okay, you know what, Joel, you just got to play it cool.
Yeah,
you know,
that's awesome.
It's Paul, and I swear to God, it was electricity went through my body when I knew that it was Paul. I was like,
wow.
Oh,
because you've been watching him for how many years?
Well, because I went up and I was like, is this where we're training Kali? And then it was Paul.
Yeah.
And I was just, yeah, it was like, it was kind of a mystical, magical moment for me.
That's awesome.
And you know, but I was just like, you know what, Paul is a normal guy. Yeah. And I'm just gonna talk to him like a normal guy. I'm not, you know, I'm not here to, you know, I mean, he's special. He's a special dude, but you know, like even people of that caliber, they're human, and they, you know, they like to, you know, be approached on a human level. Right. You know. I agree. So anyway, that was a pretty wild moment for me. Nice. Yeah, and it definitely was like, oh, I am here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And I am. Oh, this is really happening. Right. It was a little surreal, like just, you know, seeing Paul in person, and you and Tom and even Kevin, you know, like I recognize you, and even Rafael. Yeah. I mean, I recognize you guys from all the videos and stuff, and it's like, wow, this is, I mean, it's a little surreal. Yeah. But you know, everybody here has been so like nice and accommodating, and just really great to train with. I mean, you know, like I thought maybe I knew something, but I realized coming here how much I really didn't know, and how much I could improve. Okay. So I mean, you know, it was challenging. Every day was challenging. Yeah. You know. So talking about every day being challenging. Sure. Being outdoors, being at different locations, hiking to our sites. How did that affect you in the training? Well, I mean, I saw the value of it all, right? Like I was like, okay, well, you know, we're not doing this for no reason,
right?
But you know, it was challenging. I mean, we did you know, a hike before the training.
Yeah, the day before.
And I think that was when I met Paul, because it wasn't the official first day.
Yes, you're right.
So that's what it was. But you know, that hike just, you know, it kicked my butt.
Yeah,
I mean, I was definitely huffing and puffing the whole way, and had to stop several times. But you know, I kept going.
Yeah, you
right.
made it. Yep.
So I was like, you know, I didn't come here to quit.
Right.
I didn't come here to give up.
Right
I didn't come here to be like, oh, well, it's too tough, I'm gonna go home. You know?
Right.
So, but what I realized day by day is that it wasn't always just like a physical grueling thing. It was like a lot of it is the mental stuff that you're processing with all the theory and practical applications and the things we're learning and the things Paul talks about with, you know, strategies and all that stuff. That is almost as exhausting as the physical part. I mean, so you know, for anybody that's like, well, I can't do all the physical stuff. I mean, you know, I'm not by any means like, you know, in tip-top physical shape, and I made it through 5 days. So, you know what? If I did it, then other people can do it.
You didn't quit.
I didn't quit. You just don't quit. You show up and you keep showing up. And that's what'll get you through. And if you do show up, there's people here to help you through the day.
That's true.
You know, nobody's gonna let you go. You know, and if you start to like wander away and stuff, they'll be like, hey Joel, hey, you gonna come train with me now?
Yeah.
Right. So like. So people are looking out for you.
Right. So let's shift it to that.
Okay.
Your thoughts on the guys, the people that are here.
Yeah, everybody's great. You know, the teachers are great, but even the people who've just been coming here year after year, they're teachers as well. Everybody that I worked with taught me something.
That's awesome.
Everybody did, and everybody was open and willing to share and teach. And to mentor, and I really appreciate that a whole lot, because you know, it's not like coming here and there's, you know, an elite group of people who are, you haven't been here before, whatever,
right? You
know, and everybody was very just warm, accepting, and like, hey Joel, you're part of the group, you know, and so you're here, you're here, and we're here for you, right, and we're here for each other.
Exactly.
So the camaraderie is, you know, it's great. It's you know, I kind of expected that, you know, just knowing kind of the quality of Paul, and you know, I kind of just sort of expected that to be a thing, but the reality of it is even more impressive.
Wow.
I think so.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So the 5 days, after the 5 days, working with all the guys, the environment, of course we all know it wasn't easy. People's feet are blistered.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
What did you take out of it, and has it changed you even in a matter of hours and days? Like, has it done anything here? Oh yeah, mentally.
I feel like I'm ready to take on my life in a stronger way. You know, and like, and really to like the things that I dream about on a personal level. I feel like I'm ready to kind of grasp those dreams and follow them even further.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you know, the hesitation in me is kind of left. So. As far as like that personal life stuff, but as far as like what did I learn with Kali skills? I mean, like I said, that my fundamentals were refined and refined and refined, and you know, I learned a lot of footwork strategies, bridging strategies. These things I hadn't really kind of understood until I got to like work them over and over for hours and hours. I mean, we would do a drill for like 2 hours, and you just be working with somebody or multiple people for 2 hours on the exact same thing,
right? Until
it becomes part of you,
yeah.
Right. And I really feel like I integrated things.
Yeah.
You know, that maybe I kind of had, like a concept of, but just actually, I think we talked about this a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Talking about a skill set is different than actually performing the skill set.
Right.
And, having to perform the skill set 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 times, really just is like, it's almost like a warp speed evolution in my training.
Yeah, you start understanding it.
Yeah, I start understanding it, and now it's not like it's not just this ethereal concept of a technique or a training method. Mm-hmm. It's just integrated. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like I'm going to continue with that. Once I go home, I've got a good foundation and a lot of different stuff, mm-hmm. Just to work on and refine. And even if I do it for the next year, just work on what I've learned here at ITC. Right. It's given me plenty to work on.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, so the next part is your thoughts on Paul Ingram.
My thoughts on Paul Ingram.
Yes.
I think the world needs to recognize Paul Ingram in a bigger way. I think that Paul Ingram is, what shall I say about him? I mean, he's a pretty deep guy. What I noticed is that any question that was asked, he had a vast answer for, mm-hmm. right? It's not like there was no point where he seemed like stumped mm-hmm. by anything anybody was asking, mm-hmm. and his answers were confident. Everything was very confident mm-hmm. and clear, and then even when people would ask questions, that would expand this dialogue, mm-hmm. And open it up to just it was like the flow,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like I feel like Paul is the flow, right? And he's trained it, embraced it so much in his life that he flows very easily.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah,
and he's like an embodiment of flow.
Right. So
anything coming at him, he just flows with it.
Yeah.
As a teacher, he's an amazing teacher, mm-hmm. and you know what? I mean, I of course felt like extremely intimidated, like working with him mm-hmm. personally, but he's so down to earth. Yeah. It's like, okay, and he's patient, right? Mm-hmm. So like that's the other thing. I mean, I'm like at this level. Paul Ingram's at like mm-hmm. beyond this level, right?
Yeah.
But there was none of that differentiation. There was only like, I'm here with you and I'm training with you and this is what we're working on, and what do you need to work on? Well, let's slow it down.
Yeah.
Let's take it to the what level you need to be at in order to get this.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, I would highly recommend anybody learn from Paul Ingram. Yeah. I mean, really, he's an awesome teacher. Yeah. I mean, as far as, training with somebody who knows what they do, mm-hmm. he knows.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more question because the battery's about to die.
Okay.
ITC 2021, what do you have to say to the world for especially next year? Is this something that you would recommend? Is this something they should explore too? What would you say about ITC?
I would say if you're serious about learning Kali and you really want to expand your skill set and you want to have an experience that is more than you could imagine, then you should come to ITC. I mean, and don't be afraid. Mm-hmm. Come and you'll know and you'll see how nice everybody is. And even though everybody trains real hard, it's okay. If you're a beginner, if you're just starting, just come out.
Yes.
I mean, you're welcome.
Definitely. Yeah. So 2022?
2022.
We'll see you there.
I'll see you there, and I'll try and bring some people.
Awesome, brother.
So,
all right. Pleasure,
Ali. Thank you.
Pleasure meeting with you and training with you.
Likewise.
All right, see you next year. All right, take care.
Thank you.
Yep.